Prestige, senior. Number 2, Zoe Pembersley, senior. Number 3, Tracy Peng, junior.
Audio check from Issaquah for Internet.
Number 5, Casey Timberwolves, senior. Number 6, Sophia Kim, senior. Number 7.
Welcome to Gary Moore Stadium at Issaquah High School in Issaquah, Washington for this special joint presentation of the WIAA Network and OSA TV. This is the Washington, Oregon Girls Soccer Showcase. Two great teams coming together, the teams that started this whole tournament a few years ago, the Tualatin Timberwolves from Oregon and the host Issaquah Eagles from the WIAA KingCo. I'm Bob Acamian. Thanks for coming along for this Friday night soccer doubleheader, kicking off the first week of play in both states. This is Tualatin's season opener tonight, today's the season opener. Tualatin playing 2 games today. Earlier they defeated Bellarmine Prep of Tacoma 2-0 in an afternoon game here at Moore Stadium, and that was their first match after playing in a jamboree last week. Tualatin will play 3 games this weekend, Issaquah tonight and then Skyline tomorrow. So a very tough test for Oregon's defending state champs, who are trying to find really a whole new feel of offense after the graduation of Anne-Marie Popma. So there will be new faces up front. Tualatin thinks they may have found that. new attack in Corinne Tagai, who is a freshman forward who we'll see quite a bit of tonight. And she has a lot of those qualities as both creating for herself and being a great finisher. So we'll see how much Rosie Rocha turns her loose tonight. Issaquah under Tom Bonnell, of course, trying to get back on top of the Kinko. That is always a challenge with Skyline, the defending state champions. Issaquah and Skyline both have been held the championship trophy over the last decade as the Kinko has continued to be a dominant conference in girls soccer along with the Narrows League. So this is the best of Oregon and Washington getting together, and we should see some pretty quality play, and especially I would think Issaquah very excited to get out and play in this game. The Eagles, of course, have already played a couple of matches. They're playing 4 matches in 5 days to start off the season, and they have also managed to score 6 goals in those 2 games. So Issaquah getting it done offensively, and we talked about this in our last game as we put Skyline together. Skyline scored 2 goals in each of their first 3 games, so if you've got some quality, you want to prove you can score goals early in the season, and Issaquah has done just that. Eagles in the home white, Tualatin in the traveling black, and we are underway. The first touch comes right back to Tualatin. We'll set them for you out on the field. Emily Ann Leonard is the goalkeeper, one of 2 freshmen fighting for the jobs, along with Samantha Harris. Jill Fairley is a forward. Ariana Harvey is in the middle of the defense. In fact, she's marking up right now as we get an early attack from Issaquah and a deflection, and the ball's clipped out of harm's way by Audrey DePepe. So already a change in the starting lineup from what Rosie Rocha thought we would see, and he's got to use his bodies aptly. Talked about Ariana Harvey, the defender. Megan Landmark, part of the midfield triangle. Madison Campbell playing forward in the midfield. Natalie Shen, a defender. Ariana Pompelia, defender. Nicole Tourette, part of the midfield triangle. Molly Friel, a defender. Togiai is the forward. Let's see if she's actually in to start the match. I do not see her on the field, so she may have not actually made the start tonight. Although now she appears to be on the far side as Tualatin pushes the ball down for the first time. And they get it in the middle to Pompelli, but the ball's knocked into touch. Togiai has indeed started the match, and she is wide on the left side. And then Lauren Helmrich is the offensive midfielder. Issaquah trying to do a little replacing this year. Got a lot of experience on the outside, and you're going to see a very aggressive attack with Lyric Fryer, the sophomore, and Olivia Weatherspoon, also a sophomore, both pushing the ball up. Well, the ball's gone over the fence, which is a little problem because they got those gates locked with nobody sitting on the far side. And so the extra ball is already rolled out as we have a throw in for Tualatin deep in the Issaquah end. And it comes in the middle to Helmreich. Tom Bonnell says expect a little bit of everything in this one. And now a loose ball in the back, and the keeper's going to have to come out, and smartly, Leonard pushes the ball forward. And a quick counter right there for Tualatin. Pompelli really fighting for control of the ball. Goes across for the freshman. And Togiai will have to chase it down on the right side. Does get to it. Back to Harvey. Harvey knocks it in. And then a quick attack by Togiai, and that's way over the net. And back retrieving that is the goalkeeper. Now, we have a goalkeeper out there with a different number for Issaquah, so we believe this is Ashley Batstitched. But we have a different number out there right now. So it's early in the season. Roster's still being formulated as we play on. The ball knocked into play. But Tualatin, I think Tualatin really energized by that win against Bellarmine, and they looked much fresher at the end of the match with that 2-0 lead. Tualatin coming out very aggressive, and I'm sure they'd like to get a goal and then be able to lay back a little bit. You see Harvey on the throw, and she gets the ball back. Ariana Harvey, the daughter of former NBA player Antonio Harvey, who lives in Tualatin, now an announcer for the Portland Trail Blazers. And Harvey, very long and athletic, moves well, but pretty strong. You know, she looks kind of thin, but got some good strength to her, and a very versatile player. holding up the front end of the defense. And you'll see her change the ball. You'll see her take throw-ins as she is now. I will admit, from my time living in the Tigard area, I've seen a lot of these players as youngsters coming through Southside. So it's been very entertaining to see Tualatin's great teams of the last couple of years. And thinking, you saw them when they were 7, 8 years old and just learning the game. And this is just a high-quality program, and they keep finding the ways against the likes of Jesuit, which has been the other dominant program in Oregon over the last decade. Well, takeaway there for Issaquah. Working together is Madison Campbell. Campbell double-teamed and taken down. Tualatin, or check that was Audrey Thomas. Natalie Shen took her down, and there's the foul. We are underway, 5 minutes in. And we will have a free kick from about 5 yards off the line. Everybody lining up high and right. 2 Tualatin defenders. You see Helmreich and Harvey together. And she's going to place it high, far post, but too far on that restart. But you can hear the noise. The Issaquah friends and family out in force tonight. Trying to make some noise, get a look at their team against some very good competition this weekend. This tournament, of course, started a few years back when Issaquah and Tualatin agreed to play down in Tualatin, and it was Issaquah and Skyline making that trip. And now it's renewed. Here's Myra James, the junior, 15, forcing the ball in. She'll take the throw in. Throws it ahead of Zoe Kapazinski. Kapazinski scraps for it. Works it to the middle. Nobody there. No clearing ball. And Tualatin in the shank tank. Pompelli keeps it alive. She's right on the line. And now that'll be touch. And Issaquah does not let you breathe for a second. So the ball will be retrieved. And again, over a closed gate. You come here enough for football, and of course, tremendous support for athletics here at Issaquah. And this is a night where they didn't have to unlock every gate, so when the ball goes over the fence, somebody with a key has to get back there. So we have a slight delay. Clock rolling, 7 minutes in. Great to have you along in the beginning of the soccer season. We'll have more on WIAA Network. Or Kingco regular season soccer, and of course our great Final Four coverage from Puyallup in November of the 4A and 3A semis and finals and third place matches. And it was great excitement a year ago with Skyline and Bellarmine and Liberty. Pompelli trying to get the ball clear. Pompelli, another very strong and active player, and she makes her presence known. And you see her matched up there. This is a great battle, her and James. Mariah James has equal height, probably a little taller than Pompelli, but those two are a good matchup, and they seem to be marking each other up. Here we come in the middle of the field. Tualatin trying to get something started. A little messy right now, and the smart move there is retreating as Landmark sends it backwards with a touch and then changing directions. Friel. Tualatin will work the other side of the field, stepping into it. The ball's touched, but out. And this will be a Tualatin throw-in. Nice header forward with one touch in the zone. And the ball's knocked free. And we go the other way. So near opportunity there for Issaquah. And now dump to the other end, and Tualatin again. Attack, attack, attack. Long ball from Pompelli. Keeper's out, and Pompelli lets her know she's there. Just kind of runs up to her. Ball kept forward, but then controlled on the ground briefly by Shen. Right back to Issaquah. There's Kapczynski. Shot on the post. Kapczynski with a nice setup. And that ball's just 6 inches away from being in the net. And still trying to catch the number of that bus. It looks like it was Morgan Zach. I know that was Casey Kavariak who had come up, filling the gap. So Kavariak coming up from the middle. Number 20 is playing right in the middle, and we don't have a name for that. So we'll have to fill in some gaps here when we get a chance at halftime. So we don't have a name for the keeper or number 20 on the field for Issaquah. We'll work on that as the game goes forward. Foul and a restart. And the physical play is really going to be a factor tonight. Who can, I don't want to say get away with more, but who can use it to their advantage and work quickly off the restarts. Tualatin is very good at getting set on a restart. There's Landmark sending it in deep. In play close. Togiai is there. Now scrapping for it. Kyla Hackelman in. Loose across Pompelli, but headed away. Issy trying to clear it. They get another header to knock it out. That's James. And now the ball comes forward. Long run back. Natalie Shen will scoop it up and go to the side, but there's that pressure from number 20. Very assertive for Issaquah. So both teams trying to be as relentless as possible, and we are just 10, 11 minutes into the match. No score between Tualatin and Issaquah. Ball in play for Tualatin. Megan Landmark pushes it the other way. And now knocked right back to the other end. So these teams active, using both sides of the field, changing directions. Both having that urgency to score early, get the other team in the hole. They're doing a good job at it early on, putting pressure on. Not necessarily getting the finish, but certainly getting the ball in the attacking end. Pompelli marked up, 1v1, turns the corner, beat the defender. Now a quick one-touch, too much traffic there. Hackelman trying to do something with it to the top, and it won't happen. And there's the run out. Pushing the ball forward for Issaquah is Kavariak. Casey Kavariak, the senior, who comes up long from that defense. Issaquah is down a big defensive player. Morgan Zach making a college visit down to the Bay Area. This is kind of the time to do that, so she's missing this weekend. It's early on. There's Pompelli. Loses control. Togiai comes back with it for Tualatin. The ball rolls to touch as it's chased down by Farley. Now, who gets that? That is going to be a Tualatin ball throw-in from the far side of the field. And that's just about level with the top of the penalty area. Ball settled briefly by Helmreich. Now knocked back into touch, and that'll be still Tualatin. So Issy can't quite clear it in this situation, but Tualatin's not been able to connect two balls. Issaquah's doing better on-ball defense, and they take it away again. To the middle. Stolen away for Tualatin. There's Landmark in a good position. She'll retreat. And retreats right to Issaquah. Long ball forward, though. Race for it. Good momentum. Keeper's out of the goal. It's still in play. That was Zapinski with a big run. And coming out of the net, Leonard put a hit on her. And it rolls to a goal kick. So that ball looked like it was pushed too far forward, but do not estimate the speed of Zoe Kapczynski. And here comes the free kick for Tualatin as the T-Wolves will slow this one down a little bit. Not a lot of subs early on. We play on fairly briskly. And another throw-in for Tualatin from that far side. Everything's been coming from the left for Tualatin early in this match. Should mention the man in the middle controlling things, Dave Augustavo from the Seattle Association out of the Shoreline area. Working this match tonight. Total of 3 matches today and 3 tomorrow. This is great, as good in person as it is with us bringing it to you. We're happy to do it on WIAA Network. Remember, you can watch archives of this match at this very spot. Just click on the thumbnail and be available for your viewing. You can also purchase copies of this game by going to prepfilms.com. Great to have you along as we start our fall 2012 season. Big collision on the throw-in, but we play on. And Mr. Augustavo has been letting this game unfold, as you probably should this time of year. Here's a nice run for Issaquah. They're flat 3 in the middle. Redirect over the top. Boy, that's as good as you can get. Coming in right to middle. It started with Sarah Leland, the senior, who made the run all the way up the right side. Kapazinski was there. And that was a great look at the goal. So Issaquah showing their countering ability, as we've seen Tualatin counter as well. 17th minute. No score between Tualatin and Issaquah. Tualatin's already beaten Bellarmine today 2-0 in this tourney. Ball goes into touch. And Mariah James will throw it back in. Ball's knocked about. Fryer. Lyric Fryer sends it forward. Now a double up on number 17, who's another no-namer for us from Issaquah. And a long ball forward for Tualatin. And once again chasing it down. There's the active play of Togiai. And another throw-in from the left side. So this is definitely like a prize fight. These two teams feeling each other out, but taking the shots too. Seen some good aggressiveness early, and again, this is what these teams are good at. They're going to score, and they're going to make you play from behind. So it'll be very intriguing who can bust out early here. Sun is down, and we're in twilight now at Issaquah, so lights have taken effect on the field, as you can see. Here's Kapazinski in the middle. Long ball, sinking to the left. Boy, she straightens that out, or puts a little hook on it. And that's a goal, and the ball rolls all the way through to the track apron. That'll give her a chance to walk it back downfield. This is the best in Northwest girls high school soccer. Play on Sports on the WIAA Network. Oregon State champion Tualatin Timberwolves, but without Anna Maria Popma, the 100-goal scorer. One of those things you think you'll never see again. Here's Pompelli on her own. Ball's knocked clear by James. Now forward, chance. Here comes 20 on the run for it, but too far ahead, and Leonard will get to it. And now contact. Player on the deck, and we get a late whistle. And that'll be a foul. And you saw Casey Kavarik throwing up her hands. It's like, I was on the turf. Did no one see that? And so an interesting free kick opportunity. This is about 40 yards out, 45, because remember 40 yards, because the goal itself is midway in the back of the football end zone. So this is a long ball. You're not going to get this all at once, and I say that. She booms it in anyway. There's the header, and it's just wide. Well, she put it in the right spot for a ball in the air, and Issaquah trying to take advantage of their size. They had number 20 there, as well as Kapazinski, and Zoe was ready to make that happen. You know whose number we really haven't called much yet is Audrey Thomas. An outstanding senior who's already off to a good start with a goal and 2 assists this year. There's Kapazinski. Kapazinski and James. James just keeps it in play. Can she turn the corner? Backs up, stops, freezes the defender. Harvey. And then Zach goes all the way across. Ball's in the air, but right to the keeper. Boy, Issaquah looks really close to straightening one of these out. They're putting the ball in a great spot in the zone, in the box, in front of the keeper, but been a little too excited at the end. There's Harvey marking up defensively against Kapazinski. Now a nice change of direction by Kavarik. Kavarik with room, cuts between 2 defenders, tried to skip through them, but the ball's knocked away, but a good throw in now, really deep, almost equivalent to the top of the keeper box. This will be about 10 yards out on the left. So a lot of chances here. Issaquah dropping everyone back. They're going to flood the box. They have one target player, Kapazinski, in the box, and she's marked up by Ariana Harvey. There it is. Kapazinski sends it across. Knocked out to the middle third, now kept in play by Issaquah. Eagles want to settle, now stepping in. Landmark forces everybody off the ball and sends it forward, but not really an organized attack there, and yet Issaquah can't clear it away. Facing the wrong way. Morgan Zach with the wrong momentum, and Issaquah has to keep working backwards, and they can't clear the ball well. Well, a little dangerous spot right here. There's Batisic getting to it. Oh, man, this is very messy sequence for Issaquah. Tualatin should be jumping all over this. Ball's in the air now, just to the top of the box. There's Pompelli for Tualatin, right to the middle. That's DePape. Ball sent in again, top of the net, it is in! Right over the bar, keeper nightmare. And I'm going to give that to DePape. We'll see if we get an official score on that.
That's a point for Issaquah. Excuse me, that is a point for Tualatin.
Tualatin takes a 1-0 lead in the 24th minute. And we're going to give it to DePape. We didn't quite see where that came from, but until we get something official, we're going to credit her. And, frankly, a defensive weakness for Issaquah over the last few minutes, and they really paid the price. Now they come back at the other end, and you just get a little sloppy with the ball, and too many chances for Tualatin to keep it in play. Tualatin striking. So their third goal of the day. There's Harvey knocking it forward. Now we play in the air, a little body check, and that's going to go against Tualatin. Helmreich didn't fool anybody. And Mariah James will take the free kick from about 40 yards out on the left. Roaming down the side, there's Kovarik trying to get loose. Kovarik likes to work in space. And they look for her, put it right in the middle. Header opportunity, second header, knocked down in front and just missed. Kapuzinski put that ball down right in front of the net and set up Kovarik, who hit it too high. But give credit to Zoe Kapuzinski, who controlled the second header. And now we're going to have an equipment adjustment for the keeper, Emily Ann Leonard. So again, Tualatin avoiding disaster. And Issaquah, good job settling the ball down to get a better shot. But sometimes you just need to keep that ball on the ground. There's no need to put the ball in the air when you're that close to the frame. It's just a matter of redirecting the ball. You think of all the great indoor players like Tattoo, where you've got those unforgiving boards. And when you're right in front of the goal, just hit it. You're that close. You don't have to take a big swing at it. And I know a lot of people think there's no lessons to be learned from indoor for playing outdoor, but I think that is one when you're playing close around the net. Well, the free kick puts it back in play. We're under 15 minutes to go in the first half. Tualatin with an early goal. There we come forward. Another opportunity. Pompelli was just relentless charging after that, and a great 1v1 battle going on with Pompelli and Mariah James. And this will be a throw-in for Tualatin, very deep. And Harvey's going to take it. So it looks like Harvey's doing a lot of the set-piece work. At least the throw-ins. Showing some accuracy. Loose ball, and now a chase after that. And here comes Issaquah with Kapuzinski again. Changes fade. Look at this. She'll have a clean shot being ridden off the ball in the box. Defense clears it away. Wow. Dangerous work by the defense, leaning on Kapuzinski. If she'd taken a dive, that might have been a PK. But Kapuzinski concentrating on trying to score the goal and get the shot off. But there was enough contact there. Here's a goalkeeper change for Issaquah. And again, we don't have the names of either one of the Issaquah goalkeepers, so we will collect all that here at halftime. There's another ball in deep. Harvey gets in front of it, though. And Tualatin knocks it away. And a goal kick coming up for Tualatin. So the Timberwolves answering the call early, have the 1-0 lead on the road. This team travels well. They like the challenge. Tualatin's league is not strong, the Pacific Conference. That includes Tigard, McMinnville, Forest Grove, Newburgh. And Tualatin expects to walk through that league again this year. So getting these good tests early is very important when you start thinking about state. And in Oregon, you got to play those Metro League teams. You're going to have to play Westview, Jesuit, Sunset, maybe Grant. Grant had a great club a couple years back. And they got that epic overtime final with Jesuit. And so Tualatin very conscious, and they do play tough non-league matches, and it's paid off when they get into postseason. Tualatin wins a lot of 1-0 postseason matches. And that says something, because that is pressure cooker. For those of you watching in Washington, Tualatin, suburb south of Portland, part of the Tigard-Tualatin district, the southwest burbs, if you will, Lake Oswego and West Lynn being the southern suburbs of Portland. And Tigard-Tualatin district, very large, 2 schools with about 2,000 students each, and very good youth soccer, Southside soccer. There's a giant participation level, particularly with girls. And a lot of these kids came through Southside's, just the rec program, before they were discovered, so to speak, and kicked up some traveling teams playing at a higher level. There's Harvey on goal. And the save is made. So Harvey just about a foot lower than the ball that went in for Pepe. Just 11 minutes remaining in the first half. Being played at a very high pace. We'll see how the second half plays out. I would guess Tualatin's going to try to slow things down a little bit if they can hang on to this lead. Harvey unhappy with herself after she turns the ball over. And a substitution now for Issaquah. Another mystery player in, number 16, replacing Kavarik, who's had a very good start. Played a strong 30 minutes to start the match. Issy now attacking. Good long ball forward. There's 20. Offside. Well, that was close, too. She had to hesitate just a little bit. That run, though, was pretty good. And just a little out of sync between the ball, which I think came forward from Kapazinski. And a restart coming now for Tualatin. Of course, one big difference with the Oregon and the Washington tournament, the Final Four played in Washington over 2 days, very grueling, where in Oregon you're playing that semifinal game Tuesday, Wednesday, and then you have until Saturday to get ready for the final. And so teams that really rely on key individuals get a little more of a rest in the postseason in Oregon. Here's a deep throw in for Issaquah with James. Finds Kapazinski. Little disconnect there with James and 20. Now James sends it across. Trailer is Batisic. And a long retreat. This almost results in a turn. Oh, and they do give it up. Issaquah rushing to get back defensively, and they end up turning the ball over and give Tualatin pretty good throw-in space. Final 8.5 minutes of the first half. So we're in the 33rd minute. Now Tualatin grouping up with Harvey. Harvey comes to the middle. To Pepe. Knocked right back to the middle third. Forward to no one. It's a foot race, but Tualatin will win this. And Natalie Shen sends it right back to the keeper, who tries to clear, clears up the middle. Shen has to knock it back. Tripping over the ball is a Tualatin player in the middle. That's Hackelman. Tualatin not subbing quite as much as you'd think. Playing their second game of the day. Of course, conditions much better. It was 80 degrees. When Tualatin and Bellarmine played this afternoon. We've cooled off into the 70s right now with the sun down and should drop even a little lower before the end of the night. There is absolutely no wind right now. If there is, it'll blow right to left as we see it. There's a header by Harvey rolling free. And getting up off the bench, Rachel Wheeler along with Casey Kavarik, and Wheeler getting a big cheer. Wheeler back after a year off. And the student section behind us going nuts just as she stands up to go in the game. So she's going to get a little shot here in the final 5 minutes of the first half. We'll see if Issaquah tries to set up for a more focused attack. Had some good looks and just haven't had that last touch go the way it should. This ball's rolling to touch. Kept alive, Natalie Shen, but it comes right back to Issaquah. Dumped into the Tualatin end. Tualatin runs for it. Issy controls. trying to push it forward. There's Audrey Thomas. All right, we said her name. Thomas has really not been involved except as a creator and really just that first touch on the ball. Here's Tualatin in the middle. Pompelli waiting for help to arrive, and it does. Now she's got players ahead of her. Doesn't have to be careful. In fact, Tualatin's on the verge of being offside at the moment. But the ball goes into touch. Ball got held up, and several other attackers came forward, and that was an offside waiting to happen. Now a little bit of a knockabout with 5 minutes remaining in the half. In the middle third, Tualatin tries to get it going. Release control of the ball, and they failed to do that. Now it's just knocked forward. And now both teams have kind of slipped into a little sloppiness and maybe a little fatigue after the frantic pace this game had at the beginning. Knocked forward by Kapuzinski. Nice touch forward. Pompelli and Harvey working together, but stepping in there, James knocks it away. 4 minutes left now in the half. And it looks like Tualatin's kind of grouping up, trying to put number 2, which would be vastly damaging to Issaquah. Ball comes through. And we come right back the other way. Tualatin continues to press the attack. And more subs now, so Issaquah going to the bench. And a big cheer for Rachel Wheeler, the junior, coming on for the first time. She mentioned with the keepers, we are going to see 3 of them tonight. And the names we have are Meg Fallon, Taya Fry, and, Batistich is listed as a keeper. So, again, we'll confirm who's what and who's been in the game. But we will see 3 goalkeepers for Issaquah. That is open auditions, if you will. And in the final 3 minutes now, Issaquah really taking their time. I don't know if they want to regroup or, again, just kind of taking a breather. But it was some really choppy defense that led to the Tualatin goal back at the 23rd minute. And then really a well-struck ball from about 25 yards that got just under the bar. Tualatin, the middle third, in control. Remember, the final 2 minutes of each half controlled by the referee, and we're coming to that right now. Ball's chipped into the keeper, and we have completed 38 minutes. So the referee has control till the end of the half. For Issaquah, Kavarik. And the ball goes back into touch. Sky almost completely dark here as we reach halftime. It's amazing from that first week of fall sports. You know, we're playing Labor Day and the sun's still out when games start at 7. And boy, we're creeping towards fall rather quickly. Just 2 more weeks. And it gets darker quickly in the evening, especially here in the hills that Issaquah's nestled between. Ball comes through to the keeper. Beautiful little valley at the south end of the districts where all the Issaquah High School cluster is. Now race for the ball. Here's Wheeler coming back to it, but knocked away by the Tualatin goalkeeper, Leonard. Issy in a pitch. Trying to create one last quality attack. Here's James. James with Wheeler. To the middle. Tualatin one touch forward. Hackelman knocked off the ball. Back to Issaquah. And now a deflection comes forward, but this will go into touch. And this should be a Tualatin ball, and it is. Long wait for the throw-in by Harvey. Now battle. Good markup by Shen, and is that going to be a corner? No. Wow, good bit of work there by Shen to take the ball away and set up the goal kick. And she completely took over the attacker there, number 20. Some great work by Shen. Final minute now of the first half. Issaquah students decide to make a little noise here in front of us. Trying to urge their team on. Not used to playing behind at home. Although the competitive Kinko, it's tight every night. Another run out. And the defense sends the ball up into the stands. That's Maddie Campbell getting to it. Kicked the ball almost all the way up to us. And here comes the throw in for James. And with that, we will come to halftime. 40 minutes down, 40 minutes to go at Gary Moore Stadium in Issaquah. The visiting Tualatin Timberwolves with a 1-0 lead over the Eagles. We're going to step aside and be back with second half action on the WIAA network. The second half is underway between Issaquah and Tualatin at Issaquah High School. Bob came in with you on the WIAA Network and OSA TV, our special Oregon-Washington matchup. And we will inform you that our Issaquah roster that we were provided was completely wrong. And so several of those number references are not correct from the first half, and we'll clear them up as we continue to play here in the second half. We do know that Tualatin is leading after a goal in the 23rd minute, credited to Audrey DePepe. Long ball from the top. And Issaquah struggled a little bit defensively. We'll reset some of these numbers here for you. If you're familiar with some of these athletes and wonder why we were calling them by different names, this is why, but we'll set them here. The goalkeeper situation, again, we're supposed to see three goalkeepers. Meg Hannon did start the match, and that was Batistich, who went in the second late in the first half, and we'll see when this goalkeeper turns around who it is now. It's Tualatin in close. And now the ball will be cleared away. That is Rachel Wheeler, who's been wearing number 11 through the match. Not Kapazinski. So Wheeler obviously has been involved, as you would expect. And a goal kick coming here for Issaquah. Casey Tavarik, wearing number 5, will take this. Issaquah students down by the railing making some nice noise. They'd like to get their team going. With Sabo, Tualatin's really called the shots. Togiai, the freshman, played a lot of minutes in this match for Tualatin. They're number 17. She's hounding the ball as Issaquah looks to clear. Number 14 for Issaquah is Olivia Witherspoon. Now the ball comes forward. Chance for Issaquah, but bigger defender riding up on the back end of Audrey Thomas. So Audrey Thomas wearing number 9, somebody who we talked about quite a bit, referring to her as Kavorik in the first half. Thomas did get a lot of touches on the ball. Here we come forward again. Wheeler. And the ball into touch, and it's still an Issaquah ball. So Issy trying to get to it right away as we are now at almost a total night sky. Lights taking full effect. But again, just not a good finish for Issaquah. They just knocked the ball over the goal line. It's a pretty easy goal kick for Tualatin. So Issaquah just has not closed the deal around the net at all. They've had some good chances, but some situations where you could have just dinked the ball in, and they didn't do that. And now a long ball will lead to a throw-in for Issaquah. Be interesting to see the fatigue factor for Tualatin, who played already today. Beat Bellarmine in the afternoon in an earlier game, 2-0. But Tualatin playing with their usual high energy and chasing the ball, a very fit group. And you see them chasing that ball across the field to the wide side, and they are all over it. Pompelli is really showing her stamina. And DePepe, who scored the goal, on the touch as well. But now Issaquah keeps possession in the midfield. Working the ball across. That looks like Thomas. It is. She changes direction. Now a skip ball in off the header of the defender. This is free. Thomas will try to retrieve it. Hounded from behind, has to retreat. On the turnover, and here comes Tualatin. They got 2 forward. Long ahead for Togiai. Togiai chasing the defender Witherspoon. Witherspoon able to keep control, and a big shot there. Helmreich, for the second time, just decks another player. She might be bucking for a yellow if she's not careful. Sophia Kim hit the turf. And Helmreich better be careful or she's going to see a card. We had no cards in this game. 1-0 Tualatin on a goal in the 23rd minute. Good battle on the far side. Pompelli up against Lyric Fryer. That is Lyric Fryer wearing number 15. We should mention Wheeler, who did start the game wearing 11. The number 2 that came in later is Kapazinski. So we'll get all that straight. Apologize again. It's early in the season. Everyone's trying to get their rosters together, and there's football and soccer on the same night. You know what it's like in the school biz. We're just happy to bring you this game live on the WIAA network. And, of course, great postseason action coming your way in soccer. There's a nice chip. And that was a dangerous little ball. Put right on goal on the restart by Joe Farley. Early in the second half. We're in the 46th minute. If you watched earlier, you got to see Skyline defeat Westview of Beaverton 2-0. That game is available for archive viewing at WIANetwork.com. This game will be available on demand as well and for purchase as a DVD. And now Tualatin taking their time. You notice the Timberwolves now in these restarts taking a little more time so everybody can catch their breath. And this is a smart way to do it. Everybody gets to rest at once. Noticing the freshman, Togiai, who was active early, hasn't quite been as involved as much. Ball through to the keeper, and Leonard knocks it away. Now a chase down deep from the left, but it's behind the goal. And this will be a goal kick for Tualatin. They will again take their time with the lead. And in Tualatin's case, you're seeing Farley take several of these restarts. And skips it out in the midfield. But no control for Tualatin as he knocks it back in. Madison Campbell tries to clear. That doesn't fly. And there's Ann Hoffman. So Ann Hoffman was our mystery number 20, who was pretty assertive offensively late in the first half. There's another ball sent across. And not quite at the right elevation. Boy, Lyric Fryer really had some pretty good service on there. But nobody's really trailing in the right spot. You had a taller player in the middle. You would have had a header opportunity, but nothing to be done there. Ball put back into play for Tualatin by Jill Farley. And immediately in touch. And both teams showing a little bit of fatigue right now because once the ball comes in the midfield, nobody really able to take much control. Now referee is going to come over and check with question about the throw-in. Checking with Togiai. And they're going to send her back to the other side. So it might be a little blood. They may have to attend to that. So Togiai is being sent. And they are going to sub her out. So it must be a blood cleanup. And that sends Abby Anderson, freshman, in for the first time. Big, tall player. Going to play up front. So a good opportunity for her. Throw into a crowd here. Tualatin can't do anything with it. That's something you don't want too many people around to throw in on the offensive end. And all those people there, nobody could control the ball. But Tualatin gets it back in touch. But Issaquah just cannot connect the dots. Scrap there, and Hackelman. Ball goes into touch. Now Issaquah gets it back, and that gets the Issaquah fans going. Good turnout. This is a big football night, too, and Issaquah football is playing up at Mount Si. In fact, you can watch that game on the WIAA network right now if you go to the football page, if you're watching on Friday, September 7th. And still a good turnout. Of course, this soccer program gets lots of love and support. Ball pushed forward for Annie Hoffman. Hoffman in a chase, and riding her off the ball is Shen. That'll be a throw-in from the corner. And, of course, a big benefit in Washington is the split seasons of soccer. You can have unified programs with the same coaching staff, and girls play in the fall, boys in the spring. Oregon, everyone plays at once. So that allows programs like Issaquah in particular to have a combined program with one coach and one staff. And midfield continues to be a mess. Now Ariana Harvey sends it forward. We are in the 53rd minute now. 28 minutes remaining in regulation. Open space. There's Rachel Wheeler. Wheeler puts it forward. One touch by Pang. Ball still up in the air. Wheeler could still win this. And now getting out there for it is Hoffman. Knocked back in by Witherspoon into the box. The keeper has to go up for it. And I think that was Hoffman who was able to take a run at the goal. Well, that was Thomas who got in close. Now whistle and a foul. As Tualatin charged forward. And Tualatin will get a restart. Of course, 1-0 game, very difficult. It's difficult for the, generally more difficult psychologically for the team in front. You're protecting the lead, and you're still kind of looking for that opportunity to get the second goal, which changes things. If you're trailing 1-0, all you're trying to do is score one goal. You got the whole game to do that. So I've always felt like that's the almost the hardest position to be in, leading 1-0, because you're always protecting the lead. Got two things to think about: protecting the lead and trying to score again. You're trailing, all you got to do is score, and you only need one. Well, here's Issaquah back in the attack. They've really been assertive here in the second half, have really owned the half. Tualatin's gotten very little done offensively. Again, Tualatin probably a little fatigued, probably conserving some energy. Issaquah students giving us a little foot thunder down below. All headed back by Sarah Leyland. Header, Togiai sends it back. Tualatin hasn't made a lot of connections in this half either. Loose ball forward, Tualatin having to retreat and to nobody. Header there, boy. Shen, twice in a row, really doesn't do anything to help her team get the ball clear. The ball finally comes through to the keeper. And Shen's pretty reliable, but has played the one ball and lost the ball in the air. Or won the ball, but didn't put it in the right spot. T-Wolves trying to come forward. And they lose it again. Now just booting it out of the back end. So I would say considerably less quality here in the second half so far. That ball all the way over the fence. So we'll wait for that. 25 minutes remaining. And now another keeper change. So now Hannon's going to go back in. Megan Hannon started the game. Batistich played, and let's see if this was our third keeper. No, this was Batistich going back, so only 2 keepers appear to have played. Hannon started. Batistich came in the first half, and now it looks like the final 25 minutes belong to Hannon again. I don't think we're quite getting, if you're trying to pick a goalkeeper, I don't know if you're getting that much out of this match. Coach is probably seeing more, but no one's really made a mistake. The Tualatin goal was very hard to stop. All right, here's a big opportunity for Issaquah. Good ball right in front of the net, and it's just wide. Well, that was Audrey off the restart there. Audrey Thomas, she put the ball where you want it. Get a little more size. Maybe you can make a play in front of the net. That ball was high, far post, and playable. A little too much velocity, though, for anybody to get ahead on it. And Tualatin, again, will take their time. So I guess we're getting a little too critical maybe here in the second half, but it has been a little ragged, and haven't seen teams putting 2 good balls together. There's one in, there's a header, and there's the goal! Issaquah equalizes. Rachel Wheeler, brilliant redirect in the air. 1-1. And that's what Issaquah is talking about. In the 66th minute, Wheeler on the header, 1-1. And Issaquah has equaled up, and there it was. You keep protecting the lead. Other team gets too many chances. Bango, you're tied. Now, a whole new game. Now everyone's just playing for a goal to win. Now, in a way, this frees Tualatin, though, because they don't have to be defensive. But Tualatin hasn't put any offense together here in the second half. They'll need to start that. Plenty of time, though, 22 minutes. So this will be much more entertaining now, trophy dash to the finish. And here's Issaquah energized and attacking. Annie Hoffman. Hoffman teamed up with Witherspoon. But the ball comes loose. Out to the top, and here's 2-on-1 for Tualatin. Now they kind of wait a little bit. Hackelman looks for help, comes to the middle, ball's deflected, and boy, nothing there. Pompelli coming late from the right side. Pompelli is going to win this ball, though, but only for a moment. Comes back the other way. And Issaquah rolls it down to the other end. I believe Juliana DeCruz will get the assist on that. It was her restart. She's been taking some of those throws and set pieces on the edge. So for the time being, we'll say it's DeCruz. As always, these numbers being kept on the field by staffs. We don't have a full stats crew at this tournament working in the booth. And Issaquah keeps a very thorough website, by the way, for soccer, so they have a lot of great information there ongoing. Looks like Tualatin warming up a sub on the far side. Tualatin has not subbed much in this game, which is, I don't know if this is a little stamina test. But Coach Rocha has kept his same group out there, and they were good in the first half, and I think they might just be a little tired now. Tualatin will play Skyline tomorrow and then plays Jesuit in their last non-league game. Or not last non-league game. They've got some 5A opponents coming up, Liberty But certainly as far as a tough early start to the season, Bellarmine, Issaquah, Skyline, Jesuit, that is a rough first 4 games. And Tualatin, frankly, expects to do no worse than split those 4 games. And I think that's a fair estimate. Jesuits still very good, as they always are. A lot of space in the middle. Here's Audrey getting it started. Thomas, oh, it's deflected out of there. Boy, Thomas, a quick start. She gets up through the gears fast, as we like to say in the car business. Past the midway point of the second half. We're in the 61st minute. 1-1 tie. Tualatin, DePepe at the 23rd minute. For Issaquah, Wheeler on the header in the 66th minute. Ball through to the middle, deflected. Oh, it's knocked backwards off the head of Shed. Ball's loose, and a wide open shot of the net is over the top. Boy, that's one. You want that back. That was way too open for Mariah James. That is James, by the way, number 8 with the knee brace. The ball, the clearing ball, hit Shannon in the back of the head and ricocheted right to James with some room to work. But she got a little too excited and put that ball over the top. Still 1-1. Collision with Shannon at midfield. Shannon getting together with Leland. Now Issy will come up the right side. There's James, and James takes a tumble. And I think we're going to start seeing some whistles here. They let a couple of these collisions go, but at some point you're going to blow the whistle, so you got to be careful. Tualatin working the ball nicely, a 2-man game. And they'll get the throw in. You got Hackelman involved, and the throw-in's going to be taken by Farley. Joe Farley throws it in. Sees Helmreich to the middle. That ball's got a little spin in the air, but headed out nicely. Issaquah gets to the midfield. Now, long ball forward. Great countering chance for Issaquah on the move. It is Hoffman. Still in play. And now booted into touch for Tualatin by Landmark. So Tualatin almost gets victimized in a counter situation. But they hang on. Now the quick throw-in coming for Issaquah. Well, that'll be a deep throw-in on the left side. And now a sub coming in for Issaquah. That is Jane Mosley. Throw-ins coming with Fryer. Fryer brings it in short. Wheeler tried to turn on it, but marked up nicely. Ball's forced out to the middle. Tualatin really aggressive. That's going to be a whistle. They're going to call that on Hackelman. He's riding a little too much over. Oh, no, they don't. Foul's on. Surprised. Hackelman had her arm over the back. But the foul is called against Issaquah. Still not quite time for urgency for either team. Although both teams have looked to counter quickly. There's a long through ball in the box. Battle for it there over the top. That was Hackelman. Hackelman did a good job working her way with the defender. Now, she was pushing off a little bit. But did a good job maintaining her control by leaning. She still put the ball up in the air, though, over the bar. And Issaquah warming up Kapazinski again, who made a showing late in the first half. Or maybe she's just chasing down the ball. Well, it'll warm up in anyway, running after that ball on the far end. And a throw-in will come to Issaquah. It has been all Issaquah in the second half. After Tualatin, very assertive, created opportunities, punched in a long goal over the top of the defense after Issaquah's defense was chunky in the mid stages of the first half. Pompelli will throw it in. Harvey trying to win it. Back in touch. Tualatin still has it. Well, Kapuscinski ran all the way down to the end of the field and ran back, so she was not fetching a ball. She was just warming up. And another call goes against Issaquah. Boy, Tualatin's doing a very good job of leaning but not getting called. And this is how they play. This is a highly intelligent team. Takes advantage of opportunities. And this is why they won state championships in Oregon with a variety of talent. And they're trying to find the next talent there. Number 17 is their next big thing. And she's involved in the touch, Togiagi. I don't know if she'll score 100 goals, but got the skills. Playing in her second varsity game right now. We're in the 77th minute. Check that, the 67th minute. Ball's loose in the box. Got to clear, and Issaquah does that. Ball in touch. Another throw-in for Tualatin. So now Tualatin's getting all the throw-ins. And you wonder if Issaquah has kind of lost their edge here. After the goal, they knocked the ball back into the midfield, but Tualatin's getting every ball in touch right now and getting all the calls. Here we come. Now they're grouping up on offense. Get a nice line forward. The ball's knocked to touch. Still Tualatin ball. 1-1 tie. Tualatin trying to go 2-0 on the year. Issaquah trying to go 3-0. Oh, and some more tangling there as we go into touch. And I have to say again, and I said this in the first game, I like early in the year not blowing the whistle too much on 50-50 physical play. And I think both our sets of officials tonight have done a good job of that, of letting play go on. The contact's been pretty common. In other words, both sides doing it. There hasn't been a lot of retaliation. There's a nice set piece, but it comes right to the keeper. And again, Tualatin good at getting these off without letting the defense get set. That was Jill Farley, far out on the right side. And Tualatin gets right back defensively because Issaquah was looking for the counter. And in the midfield, Tualatin wins it. So now we're getting down to time for the push. Final 11 minutes here, usually in the final 10, is where you get a little extra aggressive. And let's see how much is left in the tank on both these teams. The two number 8s going at it. DePepe for Tualatin and James. Now the ball's loose for Tualatin from the left side. Tight angle, just wide. Kyla Hackelman waited and created a wide side of the net, but also narrowed her angle a little bit. And Issaquah dodges the bullet. Substitution for Issy. They're going to get Mosley out. And here comes the final 10-minute push. This could be pretty entertaining with these two teams. And we're going to see a lot of up and down. And this game may be decided by somebody breaking down. And there you see Shen on the retreat. Just takes it over the end line, sets up the corner. Again, not wanting to make a mistake. 10 minutes left in the match. We have reached the 70th minute. And here comes a very important set piece for Issaquah. And of course, Audrey Thomas is going to take it. Right in the middle, headed out of harm's way by Tualatin. Now they get to the edge of the box. Can they clear? No, Audrey's got it. Ooh, Audrey blows by a defender. Here she comes in from the left side. And the ball's into touch. Another foul. Now this will go against Tualatin. And Audrey Thomas will put it back into play. So this is even better than a throw in here. About 15 yards off the end. Puts it in close. Oh, right to the keeper. A little too tight. She was trying near post, but hooked it a little too much and no room for anybody else to do anything with it. So a couple good chances for Issaquah. Foul goes against Issaquah. Back to Tualatin. Issaquah parents are getting pretty irate over there. Restart. Long ball into the box. Bounces. Batted at by the keeper. Farley almost put it through from about 55 yards out. And she wins that, knocks it right back in. Ball comes to the keeper. Hayner. We're inside of 8 minutes remaining. Remember, there'll be no overtime in this tournament match. So we will settle for a draw. And for both these teams, learning experience, trying to figure out your lineup, trying to find combinations. That was important for Issaquah. I will tell you, Tualatin looks pretty ready to play. Been very impressed with them. Ball knocked right in the middle. There was a chance there for Issaquah. Pang had some space to work in. Out of the middle. Issaquah has it. That's Dick Cruz. Cruz sends it long forward. Trying to get in position for Wheeler. Wheeler's got it. Ball's in the middle. Little chipper. No. And knocked down at the last second. Is that Pang? No, that was Audrey Thomas, who got in there and ended up in her wallet in the box. And that was a perfect ball, and she had the right idea. Don't kill it. But the keeper was able to handle it. 6.5 minutes remaining. Can anyone pull this one out? We got teams with amazing striking power and the ability to reverse the field. So don't go anywhere. Tualatin trying to keep it in play, and they do. That's Togiai. Comes across. Pumpelli. Marking it up. Now leaves it for Harvey. Oh, and Harvey got too much into that. Good idea. Pumpelli, good vision, leaning all over Fryer. Fryer had her really tangled up. Pumpelli still saw Harvey coming. Sub now for Issaquah late. They're going to bring Kapuzinski back in. In case you missed it in the first half, we had we had almost all the numbers wrong in our first roster we were provided. So we talked about Kapuzinski a lot, but this is her just getting some action now, late first half, and in the second half, Sophia Kim comes out. 5 minutes and change remaining. And now Tualatin's starting to make their push. They're taking some chances, so watch for Issaquah with the counter in midfield. And a restart for Tualatin. And here is the powerful leg of Farley. Sent in, knocked right back out. Another throw-in coming. They have to get another ball. Chasing down the balls over the fence has been quite the sport. And this will be a throw-in for Tualatin. This is the clock moving now in the final 4 minutes. This is important to keep play going. Harvey's going to throw it in. She throws it short, and a little miscommunication there. Pompelli couldn't do anything, but ball goes right back into touch to Tualatin, even closer to the goal. Just 15 yards from the end line. Going to throw it short. See what DePape can do with it. And a little redirect in the middle, and quickly, this is what Issaquah can do. They've got 3 in front. Wheeler got it out to the edge. Back to Wheeler in the middle. Marked up, turning in the box. Wheeler leaves it, and it's plucked away. Boy, she almost did it all by herself. Really didn't have anybody to work with. But the way she stopped and started, there was something there. Kapuzinski really couldn't fill the gap. But now another throw-in for Issaquah. 3 minutes and change remaining. So now it's Issaquah's turn to make the last run, and they immediately lose it to touch. Harvey throws it, but to nobody. Issaquah has it. Forward. On the chase, ball sent in for the side, in front, almost knocked in, and there it is! Issaquah scores! Audrey Thomas after Rachel Wheeler just misses. And that goal comes in the 77th minute. So Issaquah scores in the 66th and the 77th. It's the big two, Wheeler and Thomas. And Issy is back on top. And now we're going to see an all-out surge here by Tualatin trying to get an equalizer. Or you would think as we come to the final 2 minutes, so time will be kept on the field. Watch Issaquah attack. They bring 3 forward now, plus out of the midfield. They're already pushing DePape. DePape had the one long goal back in the 23rd minute. Scored that from the top. So time on the field, final 2 minutes. And if you're Tualatin, no mistakes. Keep it in play. Keep the ball coming forward. Harvey throws it in. Issaquah doubling up. Pompelli now. Pompelli all night. Great battle with Fryer. Ball in the middle. Issaquah disrupting. They take it away. And now they have it. Wheeler stayed with it. Rachel Wheeler, brilliant tonight. No more so than on the first goal, the header she scored on. Tualatin has it back. Issaquah will not let them clear it. Issaquah doing a great job with the lead. And now Issaquah can take their time. And this would be a nifty come-from-behind win against one of Oregon's best for one of Washington's best. And the chant of "I believe that we will win," that may just come true in about a minute and a half. Whistle, and this will be a throw-in again. And now Tualatin can't even get it out of their own end. And it looks like Issaquah is going to be able to grind this one down in the offensive end of the field. A great finish for the Eagles. 2 quality goals. Oh, turnover there. Let's see what Tualatin can rush into. We're down to about the final minute of regulation. The freshman, Togiai, really never got looks at the goal. Was close, but was more of the connective tissue. Now there's a long dump downfield. It's a foot race. Hackelman will chase it, but the ball will come to the keeper. So we keep an eye on our referee. as he keeps looking at his watch, because we are very close. Ball's down in the Tualatin end again. They got to get it forward. Almost had a handball there by DePepe. Keeper boots it forward. There's an injured player, and now this clock stops the clock. That is Sophia Kim, who's going to come off. So this stops the clock. Referee can do this. Kim off. Kapuzinski back in. And they're probably going to give Tualatin one last chance here on offense. Time has almost completely expired, so we watch the referee in the middle. And that ball's knocked into touch. As everybody taking their time. Issaquah obviously taking their time with the lead, but we are winding down to a come-from-behind Issaquah victory. Dave Augustavo, the man in the middle, looks at his watch. We play on, though. Tualatin trying to push it forward. DePepe had it, lost it. Trying to regain control. La Tourette. Takeaway, though, for Issaquah. What a strong finish. We kind of picked on Issaquah for being a little clunky, not working together. But, boy, the final 20 minutes, this team played up to the level of their high-caliber competition. And this is just a great rivalry now. I think the third time these schools have played, and they've all been close. Tualatin's had the better of it, but this is really great for helping both schools prepare for their league play. Of course, Kingco, as always, will be a battle. And that's it. Game over. Issaquah comes from behind and wins it. Issaquah goals in the 66th and 77th minute. Comes from behind to stay undefeated on the year at 3-0. Tualatin is now 0-1. The final score, Issaquah 2, Tualatin 1. Thanks for joining us tonight from Gary Moore Stadium in Issaquah, Washington. I'm Bob Akamian. You've been watching the Washington, Oregon Girls Soccer Showcase on the WIAA Network. Good night from the East Side.